Shalom, this is Daniel Stern of the Netivyah Bible Instruction Ministry, coming at you from our offices in downtown Jerusalem. I wanted to talk with you guys today about two items of news that just broke this morning that I feel are very important. So the first one is about the Rabbi of Chabad, who is the representative of the Chabad house in Dubai, that was kidnapped by Iranian operatives, and for a day people were worried and assumed that he was taken to Turkey, but unfortunately his body was found a few minutes ago and he has been murdered by said Iranian operatives. And I wanted to highlight that this is completely unacceptable, and that if Israel were to ever do such a thing, if we were to kidnap and target an imam or some other religious figure and assassinate him, it would be an explosion of people condemning Israel. But when the other side does it, then nothing happens. Obviously, I'm not saying that Israel has never accidentally caused the death of an innocent, a religious figure or other, but it's never a target and it's never intentional. And that is the huge asymmetry between Israel and its enemies. And the world seems to ignore that and put us on par, just like we saw with the ICC's recent announcement of arrest warrants against former Secretary of Defense Yoav Gallant and the Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu, which they in theory equalized by also planning to release arrest warrants for Mohammed Def and Yihya Sinwar. Of course, Israel has already dealt with them. They're both dead, so those warrants were not released. But the fact that you even put them on the same level is atrocious. So that is the first key break-in item of news. And the second one that I wanted to talk, while maybe a little less dramatic, probably has much larger implications. And that is, if you look back and check out our November 3rd video, which related to World War III, I pointed out that North Korea has sent troops to join the Russian armed forces in fighting against Ukraine in that war to our north. And we talked all about World War III, geopolitics, blah, blah, blah. But today, breaking news in a British newspaper, in the Financial Times, and in, I believe, the Daily Telegraph, but don't quote me if I'm wrong on which ones, but and a British news outlet said that the Yemen Houthis are now sending troops to assist the Russians in their war in the Ukraine, that they are receiving a large salary, that they might be receiving Russian citizenship. And this, once again, is a clear indication of a consolidation of the different war fronts, of the forces, who is good, who is evil. And you can see that, once again, we talk about Iran as the head of the octopus, with its tentacles being in Iraq and Syria and Lebanon and Gaza and Yemen and Judea and Samaria, and of course in Iran itself. But in fact, it's a much larger conflict that involves not just Iran and its tentacles, but also Russia and China and North Korea against the forces of civilization and democracy. So today, on this Sunday, I want to ask you to pray for the global situation. Pray that, as we know, God is in control, but that His will be done, and that the eventual conclusion to this entire situation will be for the good of those who love the Lord and are moved according to His will. Pray for Israel, the IDF, the leadership of Israel, and us at Netivyah, since we are still supporting soldiers with their war effort in Gaza and in the north. Just today, a soldier from the 55th Brigade of Paratroopers came by to collect gear, Leatherman toolkits, and G-Shock watches. And I want you to keep our soldiers in prayer and keep Netivyah in prayer. God bless you all. Shalom.